Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the meeting to order. Everybody had a chance to read the minutes of the October 2nd meeting.
Yes.
Anybody got any corrections or additions?
No.
I entertain a motion to accept them.
So moved.
Second?
Been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the October 2nd meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Are approved. Okay, Jody and I were talking, I just won't bring it up right now, on request to be out of state. What if we move the November meeting to be the 13th, right?
Yeah.
I can't see that.
So only doing one meeting in
Gotta do
November?
one meeting in November on the 13th.
Okay.
That,
I still need to be out of state, but that would work.
But then no one misses a meeting in
Yeah.
November.
right,
But I still have to request it.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, deal with-
But yeah,
I'm
that
gone,
works for me
maybe
for.
Steve's gone, for like two, I would have been gone for 2 weeks.
Are we good in December then, or?
The first December meeting I'm actually gone for. I don't know if anyone else is out.
But we can take a look at that
Yeah,
in
we can look
November
at that.
to see
Yeah.
what we've
I
got.
like the idea.
I do too.
That way it gives us enough time, claims will be in,
We don't have to
everything we
vote
need
on
to
that,
do
or
should
we?
be
No,
in.
that's just kind of a.
So
Just when you.
we will just plan on moving our November meeting and just have one meeting the 13th. Okay, request to be out of
Yeah.
state.
So I need to be out of state the 30th of October to the 7th of November.
How we gonna live without you, Steve, for that long?
I'll be on my iPad. Still pretty accessible.
Mark?
Mine's in November, it'll be after November.
Okay. Okay, does somebody wanna make a motion, let Steve go?
I move, we approve Steve's leave.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded to allow Steve to be out of state. Is there any discussion?
Have fun.
All
My
those in
sister-in-law is
favor,
grateful
say
to you.
aye.
Aye.
Okay, we'll let you out.
My future sister-in-law appreciates you all.
Maybe. Maybe.
I'll be good.
We don't have any unfinished business. New business. Alan Trexler is applying for a home occupation, right? You wanna tell us what you're up to, Alan? And
I'm applying for my FFL. I'm not gonna do a storefront or anything like that, it'd just be, somebody can come to me, ask me if I can get it done for them, and I can check whatever dealers I have available to me, and I can order it for them.
And you'll take possession of the firearm in your house and they'll buy it from you there?
Yep.
Okay.
And until their paperwork is processed, and
Right.
I can possibly deliver orders from right out of my house either way.
Okay. Folks will be coming in and out of your place.
I don't imagine very many. I think I got like 3 people right now that wanna buy from me.
Okay. Approve the home occupation permit.
I'll second it.
any more?
Aye.
You good? Jody was just being a wimp.
I was.
What you do,
I could have just signed it, but I thought it was something that you guys should all know just because.
Hey, and thank you for stepping up and
Yeah.
starting a
It's
business.
no problem.
That's
My
awesome.
only question is, do I have to do anything else now, or do I just meet with my?
Probably have to
people?
get an FFL.
Yeah. My FFL lead is waiting for me to find out whether I've been approved or not. So.
If you stop in the morning, I'll sign it
Okay.
and And then, we can email it to her or fax it to her or whatever.
Yeah, she said I just gotta call her and let her know.
Yeah,
She'll take my word for
yeah,
it, so.
okay, yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you're good.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out.
Yep, thanks.
You can stick around, you know, it's pretty exciting.
I gotta go pick up the kids.
I told him he could bring her.
There you go.
She's hanging out with her parents or grandparents and buying
Okay, next item of business is vote on the pay request 2, which is the final request from Instaform. That's in your packet. If anybody's got any questions, I bet Mike can answer them for you.
I know I only ask this every meeting, but this 22,000 we're paying on the second payment was part of a grant we
Yep.
received. I move that we make that payment.
Second?
Been moved and seconded, we make final payment to Instaform, is there any discussion?
So I assume you're pleased with the work?
They did, I was very pleased, they did a great job. Everything went smooth, there were no hiccups, no drama. Both in Cityform and Central were real.
And I know I asked this 2 weeks ago, but Central was a sub under institution, okay, all right.
Favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, seems how I was on the board of adjustments, Jim Stutz told me it was probably smart if I resigned, I've resigned. Matt McCartney, I talked to him, he will fulfill my term, which is up the first of the year, so we can reappoint him at the time, it's just for
3
now
months.
until the first.
Hey,
And the Board of Adjustments, that's who does our zoning and,
That's not who does the zoning, it is who, if someone were to request a variance on zoning, like they want something to be closer to their property line than what it says in the zoning.
okay?
And from there, it really, with the Board of Adjustments, you guys don't have any say, because after the Board of Adjustments, they're ruling, the next step is district court.
You appoint Matt McCartney to the Board of Adjustments.
second?
Moved in second, we appoint Matt McCartney to the Board of Adjustments, any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, resolution 831, Jody can explain it.
This is just basically housekeeping, we've been investing with STIP for a couple years now. They've got the best interest that we can get anywhere. It is, and it's also compounding, so they reinvest. But with the bank changing, the name has changed, the routing number has changed. And then also, I have always been the only one that was authorized, and really, we should add one more person. Dan and I talked about it, and we are going to add Tom. So, I'll mainly be the one that does, any transfers in and out, but there really should be somebody else in case I'm not here and something,
Can you tell me what interest rate it is paying?
2 point, I think the last time I looked it was 2.6.
Should be on
I haven't looked for a couple of months.
And is
It's
that guaranteed
far-
for any period?
What's that?
Is that guaranteed for any period?
The month.
Okay.
But
So it's a variable rate?
it's variable, but for the last almost 2 years, it's been.
And is that, what money is there?
The money, I took all the money that was in our easy exit at the bank because they don't have those anymore. And I moved all that because I was keeping that money there because I could get to it for draws for the, and so I moved all that to STIP. We've gone from making $500 every 3 to 6 months to up to $3,000 a month.
And how much do we have there roughly?
$1.4 million
Okay,
difference in,
good.
and I know that it's not good to keep everything in one spot, but right now CDs are terrible. This is guaranteed money.
40 grand a year.
Yeah,
The only thing that I didn't like, that they really can't change, is that it's not FDIC insured, but.
but it, our little bit of money, you know, it is. Because when I get audited, when they look at that money, they say it is.
Okay.
It is.
I was just reading the language of this
Right.
contract and it says
So
it's
is that,
not,
so then we're insured as a corporation under FDIC then?
No, it's just like something I forgot to
It's
put in
not
here,
insured
but
by the federal government or
Right.
the state of Montana against
but-
investment loss.
Right, but
Right.
they say
The fund is stable.
the fund is so stable that, and when that interest starts dropping, then you start moving your money.
And you can pull that cord at any time.
I can pull that money today, I could pull that money at noon and I would have it the next morning.
Okay, and if, God forbid, Glacier Bank goes belly up tomorrow, are we out that $1.4 million?
It isn't through Glacier
No,
Bank,
it's
it's
not
through
the
the
same.
state.
That's stiff.
I'm sorry, I read Glacier State Bank somewhere.
That's where the money goes if I transfer money back.
Got it,
Our checking
okay.
account.
No, and anything,
Okay.
and I didn't put in here, but I forgot, and I should mention it, I just did get another, we are fully insured with,
Okay.
we've pledged securities for 100%
So
of the money that we have at Glacier Bank.
STIP is a state of Montana thing, okay.
Okay,
Yeah, it's the investment pool through the
Okay.
state.
Their investment pool is what it is.
Right.
so the state would have to go belly up for us to
Yeah.
use that money.
Yeah.
To use our
pretty much.
piddly 1.4 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Well-
yeah, there's a lot
But
of,
if you imagine that a lot of cities are doing this, there's probably,
Well,
a billion there.
cities, counties.
Upper millions,
Yeah,
yeah.
Right, exactly, and the state invests money there too, and right now there is a lot of money sitting in there because it's drawing the best interest. And, you know, by law, we can only invest in monies that is secure. I can't go buy stocks.
And the auditors are fine with that.
Yep,
Hey, no
Yeah.
sweat, I'm good.
I make a motion that we,
Do that.
I guess.
Approve resolution.
We're just changing the paperwork in our,
who was the second, because he's trying to spend more money.
I second.
Okay, sorry.
Any more discussion?
No.
Thank you for answering all our questions.
Yep, thanks.
All those in favor?
Aye.
In your package, we talked about before, the discussion on the service line warranty program. This is kind of their little slide presentation if you go through it.
Well, you have something else. There is an agreement, but I haven't put that in there, cause that's a ways down the line, we have to wait for a
Oh, okay.
resolution from, you know, this is just,
Kind of
Discussing it.
explaining what they do,
Okay,
and you said, somebody's coming up with the template for them.
yeah, Kelly Lynch from League of Cities and Towns, she's an attorney for League of Cities and Towns, she's gonna come up with a boilerplate resolution that we can all use to, and tweak.
So right now, we're voting on the home water supply line.
We're just
You're not, we're
discussing
just discussing, you're not
We're
gonna
just
vote.
discussing, there's no
Yep,
vote.
yep.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they, right now, they offer a water line service,
Yep.
but
In
not a sewer line service.
In Montana.
Throughout the nation.
Okay,
As a national league.
that, well, I was wondering, that was what I was wondering, cause they talk about sewer lines
Yeah.
a little bit in their literature.
Right.
So I wondered if it was just Montana that didn't have sewer.
Yeah.
lines.
No, I think they're working on that.
Okay,
They do.
Wasn't that what,
They do have the full package available in other states,
okay,
and they're
So they're
working on it in
for
Montana?
Montana.
okay.
Yeah.
and they're kind of seeing how that's going, but they're confident on their water service line package.
So,
That's the reason they're offering it to us.
There's several communities after League that were on the listserv that are waiting for this resolution to,
Great.
Conrad has already voted to do it, but is waiting for,
Is there anyone that's currently doing it?
everybody's waiting for that resolution to actually, that I know of.
So is it a state resolution?
It'll be ours, it'll be
But it'll be a boilerplate language.
from the,
Right.
from the League of Cities, Montana League of Cities and Towns.
Okay.
Just instead, so we all don't have to reinvent the wheel.
So on this,
So if we like, entered in an agreement with them, sorry,
you're good.
and nobody participates, it doesn't matter. And so this is just sort of making giving an opportunity to
Mhm.
residents.
Allowing a service to be provided through the League of Cities and
Okay.
Towns.
Yep.
So on the page that says our service and what it covers, the external water / well line coverage, I saw in the contract, the kind of boilerplate contract that they put out, that will reach people who are on our water service through our list or whatever. How would we be able to easily get access to well line coverage, to give well line coverage to people, or would they have to come to us, or any ideas on
I
how
don't,
that works?
you know, cause they don't come to us
No,
on anything, I mean, that's the way I understand it.
that's what I understood too, so I'm just trying to figure out
I
if there's a way.
think they just mass mail everybody.
But I think, as I understood, it was right.
It was off of our list.
Yeah, it was off our water list.
So,
is what I understood.
those people that are on the well probably have a sewer with us.
When they have garbage, everybody has
And-
garbage.
Okay,
Right.
okay, okay.
So-
I'm not even
So they'll
sure
be,
we're furnishing the list for them to contact.
That's what it
I
says
think we
in
have to,
here.
but
yeah,
I'm not
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure on
Okay.
that one.
But
Okay.
is that, but then they use our letterhead, so it sounds like it's
Right.
coming from the city. Do you
Well,
think there's gonna be?
That's why we'd have to work with Mel to make sure that everybody understands what this is,
we've got resources.
Well, and you know we're gonna get talked to about the junk mail that the city's mailing out, so we just need to be prepared to talk to people.
Right.
But when,
The one bullet point I don't understand, it says ongoing revenue stream for the municipality.
So, from what I understand from the contract is the city will get 50 cents per
Per month?
month. And so,
Okay.
but that's just to cover the cost of like licensing
letterhead.
a letterhead or licensing a logo or whatever.
and I think also you have to think of it as the revenue stream is on their water line when it breaks, that isn't gonna cause them such a financial hardship.
programs like this have $500 or $1,000 deductible, so they're putting it out right there. But also, they claim that they're gonna use local contractors. Well, if that money is coming from them into local contractors, that money's staying here in Choteau, or at least part of it is. So,
Alright.
no, this looks like a good program. You know, when I sold insurance, we had several companies that did similar, and this deductible part.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to cost
Well, he told me $675
$675.
is what he told me over there, but we haven't seen it.
Okay.
Six,
Yeah, I don't know if it was in
there,
that,
it was in that email.
Oh,
I've got it
Hang
on
on,
my
I got it
desk.
right here, Jody.
and is it for businesses and residential?
As far as I know, it,
I think it was.
That's the way I
everybody.
read it, was for any user.
Any user on the system.
I'll tell you what, 80 some bucks a year.
No, I'm not gonna do it, but I just wondered.
no, you're gonna gamble.
Well, we already paid to have our line dug up once, it's fine.
How many times
You
you guys just
remember
paid
that?
to have their line dug up?
Right?
But your store,
At the curb stop anyway.
from the curb stop in.
So,
Wow, we
Streets
didn't. That's
expensive.
true, that's true. we
so
didn't.
there's two products in the exhibit A. There's the external water service line warranty, which is initially $675 a month. And then there's the interior plumbing and drainage warranty, which is $9.99 a month. So $120 and,
But we're, the $9.90 a month right now, they're not gonna provide one yet.
no, it's the interior plumbing and
No,
drainage.
no, they're not gonna, it's just gonna be service
It's
lines.
just the external water service line, so $675 a month.
$81.
Yeah. Thanks, math magician.
It would only take a very, very small leak to never ever, to make up for
Yeah.
years
of 8
Oh,
Well,
that's
and,
a lot.
and there are a lot of water meters that were put in.
Lasted.
They have.
On that.
And Agnes
That's
was
what they
really
take
serious.
I think everyone's saying.
Okay, everybody had a chance to look at the claims?
Yes.
Yep,
Yeah.
they all done signed off.
Do we have to approve them when they're only partial?
Official, the official.
I move we approve the claims.
I'll second it.
Yay!
Been moved and seconded, approve the claims, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Hopefully we're done paying for $7 billion for now.
No, we're
For the
not.
next,
The
Now,
bills are done.
Jody, was there leftover money from the pals for the pavilion? Did they leave a nest egg or anything? Okay.
The thing was, we lost the microphones.
Yes.
They disappeared.
It was a rough week.
We didn't lose them, they disappeared.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I think I must have been right.
they've done RUNNOFT.
What?
Rubbed off.
I don't spell so good.
Neither do I.
In the back of your packet, you'll see, we don't have a police report this time, law enforcement, we do have
Well,
city judge.
I was informed that Steve is back not doing well.
Steve.
Dirty.
It was
Like-
doing
like-
so good.
Like the, and then, I mean, this is hearsay, but I was told that he is possibly gonna even have to resign. So find out if there's anything that we as a city can do, or send him a card at least. I mean, cause he's been really good to us.
There you go.
Did a little bit of money for us.
Gannon is awfully,
He's the one that's writing the tickets.
Yeah, apparently.
So,
Everybody got a report there? I did last month, I talked about throwing the precip on the graph, just so people could look at it. I'm gonna go on a little bit of a tangent here. You can see on that 2017 line, when we got they started graphing that, starting back. Brain system in Choteau that we didn't know. But we haven't found any place where it's connected yet.
That's good.
But you can kind of see we've had some, we haven't had any big in 18, but we also haven't had any of those spikes.
Yeah.
And one thing that happened during the SIP project, there is a storm drain over there, and it runs
By like Sheila Sparger's house.
well, it's one that comes out and makes the little.
Yep.
There's a pipe that comes down through there, joint there, and it was just in Choteau. not seeing those spikes was, maybe that's where our stormwater. Precip on the graph. 10% less than last year. That means the SIP. From Energy Labs yet this month, I think they're just, last report, we had a lot of programming issues at the plant and some power related issues. We were able to work through all those. I think everything.
Wherever it is.
What's that?
Who's the local programmer? Are you allowed to
Guy named
divulge?
John Nash out of Helena.
Classified.
Yeah.
He's a, the new ORP probe is installed. I know that probably doesn't mean much, but that's gonna really help with, our ability to optimize the wastewater, and that's kind of a big thing in wastewater now. It's a big thing with DEQ.
What do you stand for?
Oxidative reduction potential. Doesn't sound very exciting, but it is. We got a preliminary report back from Energy Labs on our sludge, and everything. That we will submit it to North Montana, they'll submit it to DEQ, then DEQ. The fencing and the Corps of Engineer violation, we have the seed, I've got the spreader and the disc sitting out there, we're just waiting until the last day of fall. So we don't want the seed to germinate before winter, so we're gonna put it in the ground hopefully right before winter hits.
Where'd you guys get your seed?
What's that?
Where'd you get your seed?
Treasure State in Fairfield. For the forest manhole, Jody did, and Kevin, and we're scheduled pretty solidly to begin work on that on the 29th.
Remind me where that is?
Between the lift station and the actual treatment plant,
Okay.
we have to push the water
Yep.
there.
So we need to put a manhole into.
Yeah, for some reason, we're not able to push what we expect. Design specs. Some kind of construction or squish pipe or something in order to camera.
You gotta put a manhole cover, yeah, gotcha.
The water test came back for October good. We have made a little progress on getting an engineer plan together for replacing those valves, but we're still working on it, so nothing has really changed there.
So that probably won't happen until next spring.
I'm thinking not. And I don't wanna try to do it in winter.
Right.
I don't blame you.
There's just too many
Maybe variables.
too many bad problems, and it would drive the cost up a lot.
Right.
And, at the Rickham, which are our primary pumping facilities, we got a motor that, it's making some funny sounds. I think we need to pull it out and get a bearing, have all the bearings replaced in it. That's gonna be a fairly,
Of a project in that.
try and get it all scheduled so that we can hopefully pull the pump and ideally have it back in 4 days. another backup if we have to, it's a really old one. But we do run that old one once a month for 30 minutes, just to make sure it's.
I'll point out one grammatical error.
You know-
Under 3 subsection 1, it should be yay exclamation point.
No, yeah.
We're not all skiers.
No, actually, it wasn't, there was no exclamation, it was like, yay.
Yay, more snow. It's only been 4 months.
But that's not how you spell yay,
Purposely
that's.
no
It's-
exclamation.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
without the H or Y.
No, I think it's with the H, like in the
No,
Bible.
it's Y-A-Y.
That's.
Oh.
So, let's go down to work, right?
You started this. You started.
I did, derailed
I'll bet-
totally.
I'll bet
Now
you
backing
say-
up, back to you, Mike.
I'm glad I learned how to spell a K finally. So we plowed some snow, we're picking up leaves, it's a mess, cause, as everybody knows, there's leaves all over, and there's leaves still green on trees.
Yeah.
And there's still
Fall in Montana, huh?
There's leaves that have been underneath snow and are not easy to vacuum up.
Yeah.
And while it's warm here, we're gonna burn up some of our cold mix we bought for the spring, cause we have a lot of potholes, and we're gonna get. We ran the grinder today, we're gonna run it tomorrow, we're trying to keep, weather's good, so.
Did you get the small one yet, or are you still using
No,
it?
It'll be here the 29th, so we're still using the big one.
I should read ahead.
Just out of curiosity, what do you do with leaves that you guys pick up?
What's that?
Leaves that you pick up, where they go?
They go up to North Montana, to
Okay.
their, whatever, their
Yeah.
big pile of grass and
Yep,
leaves.
no problem. Just curious.
If we mix that with the sludge, man, there would be some good.
There you go.
Actually,
It's sold exclusively. Down from
Okay,
Mike.
goodbye. Jody, do you have anything else?
Just day-to-day, regular activities, so everything's going good.
Okay,
Is your employee working out?
He's here, I know, yeah. Very well. Lucky,
that's why we wanna put him on the spot.
I know.
you got anything, Steve?
I do, a couple things. Thursday from 1 to 3:30, the Lieutenant Governor will be here to follow up on his Main Street Montana project. He's bringing in some folks from DOT, DOC, a few different state agencies to help us move forward on some projects that we've got kind of holding out there, from like the meter project at Port Authority. Mike's plan, his idea for shaking up the highway.
That's the city council's plan.
Okay.
Wait, what's DOC?
Department of Commerce.
Oh, I was thinking Department of
Corrections,
Corrections, and I'm
yeah,
like,
well-
what's going on?
Yeah, no, Department of Commerce, and I think that'll be a good partnership, in all seriousness. I think it'll be really great to get some of our projects lifted to the top of the pile. I'm pretty excited for it.
So it's not a formal meeting? Like, they're not holding an open
No,
public?
no,
No.
no, this is like kind of some key players,
No,
people
no
who are
problem.
involved in specific
Yeah.
projects.
And that was
sit down
Thursday?
and- That's Thursday, yep. And then the second one, last night at Lions Club, we committed to raising some money to resurface the tennis courts. We're looking to raise about $30,000.
City ones?
The Lions Club ones across my pool.
Okay.
And the gun raffle sales that we're currently doing right now are gonna go toward that project. We need to raise about $20,000 to cover our costs, so if you haven't bought a ticket yet, please do. If you have, dig deep and buy again.
You gotta love a state where you can fund good projects like that with the sale of firearms.
Hell yeah.
That's great.
Chotelions.club is the website, you can buy them right there.
Getting together with playground people hopefully next week to see what we can afford and what we might put in. And I haven't forgotten you guys, Mel, I just don't have all the answers yet, so
No problem.
when I do, you will get the
Just call us.
exclusive. What was the other one? Talked to Tyler at BNSF, happened to run into him on Friday. They did find out who owns that third track. So they are going to work with them on whether or not they want to abandon that. If that gets easier for everyone.
Which track?
It's the one,
Furthest
the
east.
furthest east one?
Right by Front Range.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you say who owns it or no?
He didn't know off the
Oh,
top
he
of his head,
didn't.
but the gal doing the digging, he said she knows who it is and she's pursuing getting
Should
it.
be nice, you'd answer an email.
What about the other two tracks? Did we learn anything about those?
Well, the middle one's BNSF
The
and
middle one's BNSF, the other one is Columbia's, but when we talked to, said the state highway, or the state, it's the state highway, so they maintain the crossing.
I
Like,
talked to that, because Columbia's,
state too.
Columbia's saying, oh, no, that's BN's. And B- I'll get together, and
Someone claims responsibility.
Well, I did a non-scientific survey, and over 80% of the cars are now driving
Around it.
around them.
maybe you just need to show that to the state and say, hey, your shoulder's getting wrecked because your crossings are a mess.
Oh, that's part of what we're gonna
It's
talk
kinda one
to
of
the
those where
DOT.
everyone's putting their finger on their nose, and the last one to do
We
it
got
is
some
just.
DOT people.
On it, and Steve Frenzy will be here on Thursday.
He'll be
There you
here
go.
Thursday, so we're gonna
Hey,
get him.
tell him to bring his
maybe
lowrider
I can get
sedan and
Jason
drive
to
over
come
that
out
thing.
Thursday.
What's that?
Maybe I can get Tyler and Jason. to
There you
go
go.
out there.
There you go, yeah.
If you can take the lieutenant governor right past
I
those.
will-
No, take him over it like in his low vehicle,
I would like him to go down and sit at school.
Yeah.
at noon, take him down there at 11:55.
Yep.
Not even kidding you, on Third Street.
No, he needs to sit in front of the elementary school and watch the people
That comes out.
that go in
Seven.
between those two.
Well, he can go down there in the morning and then at 11:55, he
Well,
can go
yeah.
sit at the, yeah.
We're just scheduling out Lieutenant Governor till
Yeah.
time show.
Nice.
You just
That's our
spend the day
problem,
here,
not his.
So what's
Yeah.
going on from the school?
People speeding.
only about 50 miles an hour, some of them, I swear.
There are parents who drop off their kids, like literally kick their kids out on the road and jump that last speed bump because they're doing.
We just need to make them 4 times bigger.
That was my suggestion. Make a big old concrete one. Anyway.
I don't know anything.
Railroad crossing, so I appreciate you guys addressing it.
We talked to Tyler's boss, finally called me back after at least 10 voice messages.
Back and forth.
Well, no, he didn't call me back. He finally answered his phone yesterday. Well, I'm gonna be up sometime next week. We might see what we can do. So the railroad's giving us the runaround. I don't know if
Pretty normal.
the governor or the DOT can do anything for us, but
Okay,
it's definitely something they're gonna hear about.
thanks for working on it.
And I was talking to, what's his name, don't remember now. Anyway, he's the head of the section, and he said, well, Anna's supposed to be working on this, and I said, well, Anna sure doesn't want to answer emails. We really don't care. Two,
We're the end of the line.
and I think my suggestion here is getting closer. We'll pull the rubber mats out, we'll go up to buy them, get load asphalt, we'll just dump it in there and say, okay, now you guys decide
What you wanna do with it?
what you're gonna do.
Pave over it.
Yep, basically, it's getting about to that point.
May one last thing that I saw on my calendar, on Thursday between, I believe it's 3 and 7 PM, Pack 51 is selling popcorn at Rex's. Encourage you all to go down, if you haven't bought popcorn yet, please support our Cub Scouts.
Already bought them.
They'll be there again.
I don't think we've had one come to the door yet, though. Yes, I'll take that back. I think she did, but she'd already bought a bunch someplace else, so. That's why, like, because the Lions Club Methodist Church.
We got those, and then your son caught me at volleyball.
Yeah.
Somebody was actually
Mel,
leaving
have
here.
you got anything?
Get a telephone call on Monday evening from Reg Worley, who is a member of the Montana State Old Time Fiddlers. Maybe some of you, I actually did throw you under the bus, Dan, and suggest that he give you a call, and he gave Mandy a call, and,
Mandy's not here.
but, yeah. So he wanted to talk to Jeff and me tomorrow morning at 9 to pick our brains about, whether fiddle program here and what they might be willing to do to secure that. We can't speak for the community. You're welcome. It's great to see them in town. It's a nice cultural event, but there's probably support that we can provide for it.
Are they looking for more financial
Yes,
support?
absolutely.
Tom, can you tell
They
Melanie
believe
we told
that they're-
Jody and I?
They believe that they will get more financial support if they go to Great Falls, Anaconda, or Lincoln.
Something personally, Mel, cause I 4 years ago, I got a phone call. 2 years ago, I didn't. Last year, I didn't.
Asking for support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know of several.
We didn't get a phone call either.
Right, there were very few this year. I look around at, all the little wagons. I said, oh, do you get another one of those this year? I didn't get a phone call. There were 4 businesses I talked to that have one from last year that they didn't get a hold of anybody. They didn't get contacted, and when they contacted, nobody got back to them.
Orville didn't come see you?
Orville did not come and see us.
I think what they need to understand too, we talked about this, Steve and Tom. And today, a little bit with our chamber hats on, and once school starts, that's what happens, and there's volleyball and football and junior high basketball and
Junior high football.
and, so, and when they had it in the summer, when there was a street dance on Friday night, they had kids and people from Choteau play that Friday night, it made a difference.
Yeah.
And there's tourists in town, there isn't now. And
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I kind of wanted to write them a letter, because I've supported them every year, and they do come and ask, they always come and ask. But when they changed the date from summer to the fall, I don't get any business from it. I had 2 customers come in, and in the summer, there would be people coming in and camping for the weekend, they'd come in and buy food. There was just much more, they'd come in and play their music, in the store and stuff. It just seemed like they were putting more into it.
Well, there were
Now, from what's going on, it sounds like there's a little bit of, maybe, and I'm sure that organization is struggling for, working with things. But anyway, I was curious how their turnout was with the change of date, because it seems like the summer was a better date.
They were down in numbers. They had around 29, and they were hoping for like 50 competitors.
And one of the things that I heard from them, the reason they changed the date was they said, oh, it seems like kids are so busy in the summer, so we're gonna do it in September. And I'm like, and you don't think kids are busy in September? Like, they said, well, they rodeo in the summer, and it's like, well, good luck finding a time when the kids are busy, I guess.
And I think people do give, the motel has been very generous. The stage stop, the Lions Club cleans for them for free, sets up for them for free,
We support business-wise. They don't get the audiences, but I told Reg today, I said, Cause we tried to get them to have it the same weekend as the thrashing meet,
Yeah, and that would be
because
great.
that's kind of the,
Theme.
Well, that would be good.
Yeah.
I wonder, you did talk to them, cause I thought that would be great to combine on that
But-
weekend.
yeah,
Same deals.
but
Uh-huh.
it's a statewide organization, and
I'm not sure what more the Choteau could do. I mean, we can't pay them to be here.
Not asking, it sounds like they're not
Well,
asking.
and like I said, the last couple of years, I haven't heard from them personally, or 2 years ago when I was in a business, you know, 2 years previous, and they didn't.
Give complimentary foods to the judges and discounts to the competitors.
Right, exactly.
And yes, Great Falls probably can.
Cause they're a much bigger community.
Yeah,
Of course they
I
do.
question Lincoln this time of year,
And, but
20
won't,
people, it's not-
but, you know,
yeah.
I don't know.
Orville and his wife, who did, I think, most of the fundraising calls this year
Right.
themselves, told us that they got the door slammed in their face several times in Great Falls, whereas when they came up to Choteau, you know, they couldn't contribute, it was just automatically said, yes, here's what I can do for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they just didn't get that in at Great Falls businesses. Anyway, I will carry your comments to
Thank
Reg
you.
tomorrow, and he wants to keep it here. He be the money, and he thinks he can as much money as they think they could get in another community and keep it
Good.
here.
Good.
But I think he wants to ask me if businesses is, I don't know, but you have to ask them. If you're not asking them, you can't know, and there were businesses that were skipped, the Acantha was one of them. I mean, we made it afterwards when it was.
well, I think it was down to just Orville and his wife.
I think so too, and
You know, I
that's a
mean,
lot of
they-
pressure to put onto
90-year-old
spry but
people.
elderly people.
Journalistic skills kicking in there.
And it takes Orville a long time to get from one place to the next, cause it's,
Physically and verbally.
yeah, verbally more than physically. But, anything else? Tom?
When's the food drive, Mel?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
If you're not going to be home in the evening, leave a sack of food. Their dates on.
So tear those labels off.
Yeah, in a sack on the front deck so they can get
Mystery
them.
kids.
But
They, actually, I was told if you can, leave it on your doorknob. Because cause sometimes they miss it if it's on the porch, but if it's on the doorknob, usually.
I take the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So why did we throw out?
They are adjourned.
I know, but I couldn't throw that one.
They were dead.
I
Talk to Stan or Linda or.
remember Susan.
I just want to comment how cool it is
What's that?
that we use a cassette tape player in 2008. I just think it's cool, that's all. I have cassette players in
less
many of
things
my
to go
vehicles.
wrong. It's low tech.
Yeah, it's very low tech and, you know, it works.
Still works.